Hello, I'm the award-losing Richard DeDomenici. Here are some of the things that I've lost in my artistic career. This is a talk called The Only Way is Ethics. We're in this beautiful grand hall today, which 5 years ago burnt down. So if you could all not set the place on fire. Metaphorically though, I think we're allowed to. So I'm going to talk about some ethics and practicalities, some legal issues. Just there. You see that? That is what I strive for. This red-headed gentleman in London, there he is. He's very uncertain. In fact, this performance caused so much uncertainty that the police confiscated my torch. My point is, the psychological effect of this kind of work may not be felt for years to come. Sometimes up to a decade or 15 years later, before anyone notices. But the cumulative effect of lots of small, tiny anomalies can be huge, which is why I've been working with University College London to prototype a satirical range of 3D printed London skyscraper adult toys in a project I'm calling Degeneratrification. Ethics. I'd like to talk first about a man called Andrew Tovey. The journalist asked, how would you feel if it turned out that it was just a stunt, performance art perhaps? And Andrew said, I would think it was quite funny, but I don't get the feeling it is. I think this is deadly serious. Luckily, I was able to connect with Andrew and give him tickets to my 2006 Edinburgh show, and he brought all of his friends, and so he forgave me. This is where the children got really into it. It's about urban regeneration. Anyway, I don't go out of my way to make children cry, but it's a bit like the police showing up and trying to arrest you, you know. I don't aim for that, but sometimes it happens as a byproduct of the work. As children, we're all natural artists, then we get that inclination beaten out of us at school, and then we have to pay thousands of pounds to relearn it again at art school. There's a few people that I have refused to take money from in the past. BP, Uber, and Sky Television. And in this room is where the Sky Arts Portrait Artist of the Year is recorded. It's recorded in this grand hall. Just hide in the corner for a month and then jump out. And I've recently been doing some portrait painting actually. Magic was the Lord Mayor of Sheffield. He took me into his chambers. He mentioned that he'd never had a portrait painted, so I did study fine art, so I offered to paint one for him, and it kind of looks like him. It's the first portrait of Majid. Many are willing to suffer for their art, but fewer are willing to learn how to paint. So maybe I will enter the Portrait Artist of the Year competition. No, I won't, because of my ethics. Last year I boycotted the Eurovision Song Contest for the first time in 20 years. I didn't watch the Eurovision. I think most of the problems in the Middle East could be solved if the European Broadcasting Union just let Palestine join Eurovision. Gaza Vision was also taking place. This is the winning song, Ya Tira Tiri. Which I've taken the liberty of remixing slightly to appeal more to Eurovision sensibilities. I think that could win Rotterdam 2020. Basically, activism can take many forms. You know where that big ship was in Yokohama that had all the people with coronavirus? This is that place, Yokohama Sea Terminal. And I'm wearing a mask. This is just a prototype. The next version will be the size of a small house. And if successful, it has the potential to destabilise the property market. And originally I was working on this with the architecture department of Glasgow School of Art, which unfortunately burned down. We all end up quite bruised.
My Mark just feminist dialects brings all the business.
We went down to Manchester. Hey! So they took away my torch, but they did not take away my liberty. I didn't manage to take it to Brazil in 2016. I wanted to, but there were 4 sensible reasons why I couldn't take it to Brazil. One was that I don't speak any Portuguese. 2 was that I couldn't afford the airfare. The 3rd one was that it was too hot in Brazil. I wouldn't be able to run in that heat in a tracksuit. I'd have died. And 4th, the police have guns in Brazil. But I might take it to Tokyo. If anyone can help me make a fake Olympic Tokyo torch, we can do that later. But that's a real policeman's outfit, which is technically illegal. It's fine if it's indoors and if it's in Belgium. You can find out more about that at this link. My work is either consistently funny or completely unfunny, depending on what newspapers you read. I thought it would be very exciting to study abroad, and Wales was all I could afford. This is one of my final year projects, and he gave me a bunk up. He gave me a bunk up. He was very casual about it, he didn't even put his shopping down. It was super cool. This is before 9/11. Do not try and break into a prison with an old Muslim man. You will get shot. This is before the world changed. This is before the world changed. The performance was called Breaking. Yeah, we did quite well. I was using a whiteboard marker, so it's temporary. It's a piece of performance art. And sometimes I will say to people it's a piece of performance art. If the authorities stop me, if you tell them that it's art, you know, it kind of lowers their fear, because they realise you're a weirdo, but you're a professional weirdo, so they're a little bit less scared.
We're very, very busy people, and obviously we've got better things to do, haven't we?
Sure.
We'll appreciate it if you really...
You want me to finish the full town of DeDomenici City?
Please, yeah.
Can I just say, I do recognise my white male privilege in all of this. This is the only picture I have of a performance called Chock-a-Block, which involves the continuous feeding of coins into a vending machine, but without the removal of any of the purchased goods.
I've got a signal, could you try and call an ambulance?
So do come and tell me any great ideas you've got. I'll steal them and do them myself, because my personal ethics are much lower than my professional ethics. I think that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to wrap up. I've been Rich DeDomenici. Thank you very much. And I might take a photograph of everybody if that's okay. Please do. They've all got different slogans on.
Let's have a look. Is it sufficient picture?
Yes, that'll be okay.
Richard, I believe
Hello.
we're going to be working with you.
Oh!
Contact!
Yes! The young company.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, this is fantastic. Hello.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. I'm Lucy.
How do you do?
How do you do? I'm Lauren.
Hello, Lauren.
I'm designer.
You're not working with me.
We're ex-CYC.
Well,
I'd love to work with you. Yeah. We're buzzing after that.
I'm very excited about it. I
I
can't wait. Let's make a piece of experimental theatre.
Yeah.
Did you travel down this morning?
Yeah.
Great. Very nice to meet some of
Lovely to
you.
meet
I'll
you.
meet the rest of you in May probably.
Yeah.
But let's start thinking about it.
Thanks.
It's soon, isn't it? It's quite soon. It's like
We'll come with you to with loads of ideas.
Yeah. Oh, let's take a picture and send it to teacher.
Yes.
We're
not CYC.
We're not CYC. Not CYC. We're alumni. Okay, good. Great to meet you all. I'm going to reset now for the next workshop. I'll see you later on. Take care.
If you ever want to do anything in the hospital.
Yes.
Hi there.
Hello.
How was that?
It was good.
Richard?
Yeah.
You know that piece of paper I gave you?
Yeah.
Can I take it back off you for a
Yeah.
minute? Thanks.
Sorry for saying yes.
I should have printed more out.
No.
I really like your little nook. This is working
I like
really
it
well.
too. I'd like to keep this nook
Yeah,
as
you're
my own
keeping
personal
this.
space, please. Yeah. Join me. Hello. Can you hear me? Right. Yeah. Behind the curtain with Richard DeDomenici. That doesn't sound terrifying. This is a talk called The Only Way is Ethics. I was going to take you outside, but I think the weather is not good enough, which is an important factor when making work in the street. A state that is expressed rather well by the expression on this woman's face there. See it? That's what I try. My point is the cumulative effect of lots of small anomalies may not be felt for years to come. Sometimes 15 years later, people still haven't felt the effects of my work.